Welcome back. Well, Wednesday saw 3 men convicted of masterminding terrorist attacks in Madrid in 2004. But when King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia visited London on Monday, it reawoke the terrorism debate there too. In an interview, King Abdullah singled out the UK, accusing it of not tackling terrorism effectively. But during his tour, he took the opportunity to make an appeal, calling on British Muslims to strive for moderation and be worthy British citizens. His comments caused controversy, but the question remains, is Britain and the rest of Europe correctly addressing the threat of homegrown terrorism? Well, joining us again are our guests. In Madrid, Gustavo de Aristegui, Speaker of the Foreign Affairs Commission of the People's Party of Spain. In London, Abdelbari Atwan, Editor-in-Chief of Al-Quds Al-Arabi. And in Aarhus in Denmark, Nasser Khader, member of the Danish Parliament and founder of the New Alliance Party. If I could come to you first of all, what is it that it seems sometimes that it's the second generation of immigrants who are more radicalised than the first? Why do you think that's happening?
You know, I don't know. Here in Denmark, we have said many times we have to research on this. We have just started research. What does that the young second and third generation are feeling attracted to this ideology? We don't know here in Denmark. We want to know, because if we want to prevent them to go into this ideology, we have to know the background for it. But I agree that a lot of those second and third generation, they have to the opposite to my parents' generation. They have more loyalty to their religion than they have to their nationality, and they feel very much solidarity with what's happening in the Middle East. But I think we have to be careful to use the double standoff of the West on the Middle East as an excuse for making suicide bombs. Because, you know, the West, the United States, have also had a double standard policy on South America, Latin America, but we haven't yet seen anybody from Latin America making a suicide bomb.
Okay,
and that's why...
let me just bring in Gustavo de Aristegui. Do you think there's a responsibility, or more of a responsibility, for European countries to do more about integration, to try to get around that sense of alienation or loyalty that's not placed with the country where the people are living?
I fully agree with that. You see, I mean, there have been some failures, and some very radical failures in Europe as a whole. You have the multiculturalism that has been practiced in the Netherlands or in the United Kingdom that has created, in fact, ghettos of people that feel disengaged and forgotten, marginalized by the societies they live in. And then, on the other hand, you have the French example, for example, where mandatory assimilation is a reality, so that people need to forget where they come from and what they are. And I think that integration is a two-way street. That means that the societies that receive people that come seeking for a better life to live among us need to be respected in every way, and those that come to live in advanced democracies need to respect the laws and the customs of advanced democracies. This is exactly what we need to work on, and I think that integration is the only way out. But again, of course, yes, there is...
Sorry to interrupt you. I'm just going to bring Abdelbari Atwan in on that point. Do you think integration is the way through?
You know, if we are allowed to integrate, to be honest, you know, I've been living in London for the last 30 years. I have 3 children. They have blue eyes. They have fair hair. And until now, they are asking them, where do you come from? They've never been integrated. They've never been considered as a British citizen, full British citizen. They are still foreigners. So this is the case of many immigrants in this country, especially from the Middle East, from the Muslim world. They are not considered as a full citizen, like, for example, United States or Australia. Even in the United States, Muslim community are singled out as a potential terrorist, and they were harassed, they were interrogated by FBI as a potential terrorist, as I said. So integrations mean, you know, the good intentions from European governments, from the Western world in particular, to integrate those people, to treat them as a full citizen like everybody else, not as a a suspect. You know, we are humiliated in certain United States airports simply because we have dark skin, we don't have actually the fair hair as many people. So that's once your name is Muhammad or Ali or Mustafa, you are, as I said, you are a suspect. This is the problem. So we need good intention from both sides.
But what makes, I mean, some people obviously will find that very upsetting, but they won't actually then go out and attack the public. What is it that makes people go from, as you say, being discriminated against to then taking on an extreme thing and blowing people up?
You know, because, you know, for example, I'll give you in London here, and according to the records here, documented facts that a Muslim in London is going to be stopped 17 times more than non-Muslims by the police. So this is a documented fact. This kind of treatment actually plays to the hands of radicals, whether they are local grown radicals or actually outside radicals. So we have to be careful here.
Let me just bring Gustavo de Aristegui back in. As a politician, you're sort of part of these kind of bringing in these kinds of measures. Do you think there is a danger that they backfire and that people end up being more alienated?
Well, you see, I am a member of parliament myself, and we've been trying to establish and to pass laws in the Spanish parliament that try to make it very clear that anybody coming from any part of the world is absolutely accepted as an equal. And I do want to stress very strongly that after 3/11 in Madrid, there was no kind of violent or discriminatory reaction of the Spanish people against any kind of Muslim or Arab citizen that lives among us. There was a very clear-cut distinction among people that are ignorant completely of the political situation in the world and in the Middle East in particular, as to any kind of discriminatory measures of Arabs and Muslims. I strongly deny that, and I think that we have to build on positive measures, and I am absolutely certain that this is going to be the case everywhere in the world. And I want to say that it is not only those that are called Muhammad or Ali that are discriminated. Unfortunately, security in airports is extremely tight. Me, sporting as I am a beard, I am many times given the 4 S's for special security checks in North American airports. You know, we have to unfortunately accept this as something that we need to go through to enable our flights and our security to be enforced. I think that we shouldn't really carry things too far and to jump to conclusions and to say that this is just another scheme of the West trying to humiliate Islam and Muslims. I think that it's grossly exaggerated.
Okay, let me bring in Nasser Hada. One thing, are the Muslim communities who are integrated or who are happy to be there, are they doing enough, do you think, to prevent the radicalization of young people? And do they have a responsibility to do so?
You know, I do agree very much with our Spanish friend. I think it hasn't to do with the integration. You know, we in Denmark, the last 3 years, the police, the security have jailed 3 times young men of Muslim backgrounds because they were going to make terror in Denmark. And those young people are very much integrated. They are educated. You know, those who are not integrated in Denmark, those who are unemployed, are not those young people who are going to do terror, not in Denmark. So it has nothing to do with integration or discrimination. Those young people who go in this way, radicalization, they choose it themselves. It's not a question of the society, it's the individual who wants to do this for himself.
So what is the best method of stopping it then? What would you say? Is it security measures, or is it, what do you do then? What would your recipe be to stop it?
It's, you know, radicalization is a process. It starts some time, and we have to do a lot to prevent it, because the security, the police, the police in Denmark are professional. They have stopped 3 times terror actions, but we have to stop them much before when they start this process. Some of them are going to mosques in Denmark who have leaders that have radical opinions. We have to be very careful and put an eye on those mosques. Some of them, they are given money to go abroad and meet other young people who have the same opinion. So we have to stop them in the beginning of this process. We have, in Denmark,
let me just bring
we are treated...
Okay, let me just bring out in Abdel Bariatwan just on that point. Does more need to be done to sort of prevent that kind of activity?
But let me say, it is not only, integrations. It is many elements which create this tiny minority of radicals in the Muslim societies or communities in Europe. It is a combination of difficulty of integrations. It is the foreign policies. It is, the treatment or humiliation, the airports. It is, the unemployment, which is higher among the Muslim community than any other communities. So we cannot single out one reason for this radicalism. So it is very clear. What we can be done, we have to look at the problems, the root of the problems. First, we have to look at the foreign policies which actually incensing, which are radicalizing many people inside the Arab world and the Muslim world and outside it.
Okay, let me just stop you there. Sorry, I have to stop you. I'm sorry, we've run out of time as ever on this programme. Abdel Bariatwan, Editor-in-Chief of Al-Quds Al-Arabi, thank you very much. From Madrid, Gustavo de Arestegui, thank you. And also thank you to Nasser Khara in Denmark. Thank you all. And thank you for watching this edition of Inside Story. Do welcome your comments and suggestions. Email them to us at insidestory@aljazeera.net. Bye for now.